A little bit early. I'm going to take one of these mics off. I think it's causing feedback. We'll stick the mic over here. I think that took care of it. Is everything sounding okay out there? I'm a few minutes early. Having all kinds of trouble here. Can't find it. There we go. I found it. I don't have my glasses on, so if I misspell some things, sorry. Hello, Samira Setic. My cat pegs me. I've got everything opened up on two sides. I have my solo stove going over here, and I think my pellets may be bad because they're old. So welcome everyone. I've got 16 on here. Please give us a like so it'll get shared out. I just had a good meal. I made tacos, and that is because of Dave's Camping Adventures and God's Backcountry Overland. Sitting here tonight, I've got my little Christmas tree up still because it's just the day after Christmas, so I consider Christmas a season. And I'm going to move this solo stove because it's smoking pretty bad. Just a second. I'm pretty sure I had bad pellets. Hi Stacy, how are you? Stacy is 300 pounds. That's not very nice, my cat pegs me. How are you all doing tonight? Did you have a great holiday season? Can you all hear me okay? Could somebody let me know if I can you can hear me okay? Hey, camping all out. Hi Richard. You are an old friend. I'm glad to hear from you. I hope you had a great holiday season. It's still going on for me. I got a new solo stove. I got to learn how to take care of it. It's smoking pretty good. I think I've got bad pellets. My pellets has been down the basement for probably a year and a half. And I did like they said. I put a fire starter in the middle of the pellets. And I probably should have put less pellets in there. You got a diesel heater. Cool. I'm glad. Please think about giving this a like, you guys. And if you're here, let me know you're here. I did, Stacy. I had a good holiday season. I've got my fire bowl out tonight. I've got a shelter over top of my tarp configuration. It's going to rain off and on all night, so I wanted a shelter over top of me. My tarp configuration is only big enough for me to get out of the elements and sleep. I'd like to have a diesel heater. I'd like to have one of them suitcase diesel heaters. But from what I understand, Richard, if you hook them up right, you don't really have a lot of problems with them. That is propane, Stacy. And I've got a 20, is it a 20 pound or 15 gallon or however you say it, propane tank hooked up to it. So it should run all night if I want to leave it on all night. I cooked tacos tonight. I had good tacos. Star had ground beef. She's laying in there asleep right now. She's in the shelter. You guys never said, can you hear me okay? Is it sounding okay out there? Hey Squirrel, how you doing? Squirrel's magnet fishing and outdoors. Squirrel does a lot of magnet fishing, finds a lot of stuff. He takes a lot of discarded metal out of our waterways. Thank you, Squirrel, for doing that. Yeah, I'd like to see a video from you, Richard. You and Alyssa, how's she doing? You get that diesel heater hooked up in that big Suburban, and that'll keep you nice and warm. Is it sounding okay, you guys? Give me a yes or a no. Somebody. I am getting smoked out. Just a second, I have to move that solo stove. I should have gotten new pellets before I tried it. Thank you, Squirrel, for letting me know. Star and I sleeping out here tonight. There's nothing like sleeping in the outdoors. I don't know whether you can hear it, but I've got a dog about 100 yards from me, just bark, 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 bark. I think there's probably a deer over there making it bark. I'm having a root beer tonight. But what I was saying, there's nothing better than getting out and sleeping in the outdoors. I like this little 10 by 10 pop-up. It's got sides on it that you can Velcro to it. And I've only got 2 sides closed in because I don't want the propane to gather in here. Squirrel does have a channel, you guys, a YouTube channel, if you'd like to go check him out. If you're on here and you got a YouTube channel, let us know you're here and tell us your channel. Can you guys hear the rain on the roof? This chair that you see me swiveling in is a camping chair. It's a camping chair that swivels, and I like it. Well, take your time camping all out. You better get things just like you want it before you try to go out, or you'll get discouraged. The rain's coming and going, Squirrel. I've got my little tent stove over there, and it is underneath the shelter, but I've got a 90 and a 45 on it, so I've got the pipe going out from underneath the shelter. So we're getting a little heat under the shelter with the tent stove too. Let me see what the temp is in here. It's only in the low 40s tonight, and that's in Ohio. We've got nothing but mud here, you guys. Ohio used to get cold and snow early in the winter, and then it would be frozen all winter long. You can't even ice skate in Ohio anymore. We are at 53 here in the shelter, so I am nice and comfortable. 53. So it is about 12 degrees warmer under here than it is outside. I think I may let that burn tonight. Just turn it down low so we get a little bit of heat under here. Star is in there, and she's laying on her sleeping bag, and she's got her head on my bed. She wanted to get up on my bed, but it's so close to the top of the tarp, or so close to the tarp, that she didn't really know how to get up there without touching the tarp, so she didn't. Yeah, I know, that was a shame, you getting your stuff stolen. No, it doesn't get that cold. We get really cold spells, Squirrel. We might get down, a couple weeks ago, it got down below 0 with the wind chill. but that lasted about 2 days and it was gone. And we had 60s and 70s after that in December. And we're supposed to have, I think, mid 50s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday coming up. So it don't even get cold enough to freeze. The rain did stop here. Cheers, everybody. Do we have anybody out of the U.S.? Last time we had somebody from Iran, somebody from Russia, somebody from Canada. I am doing a YouTube video tonight. Nothing from this live will be in the video. The video will contain me constructing the shelter and cooking, and I probably won't record much more tonight. I may take a walk, go back in the woods. Oh yeah, I've got some new equipment coming. And remember to please give this a like if you're on here. But I've got some new equipment coming that is going to broaden my horizons on this content that I'll be able to create. And I don't want to let it out of the bag yet. But I'm really looking forward to being able to do what I'll be able to do with it. Oh, you're in PA, Squirrel. I always thought you was down around Mississippi. Yeah, Pennsylvania gets about the same as Ohio anymore. I was watching PA Timber Ghost the other day, and he was saying about global warming and how it doesn't get cold and stay cold anymore. Anybody here from outside the U.S. camping all out? Tennessee. We got Tennessee and we got Pennsylvania. Ohio. Cool. Where are y'all from? Let me know where you're from. Let me know if you like to camp. Let me know if you like this type of content. Do you like camping videos? Tennessee, Richard, you're probably what, in the high 50s down there? I watch a couple that homestead down in Tennessee. They bought 38 acres, I think they said, and they're homesteading on it. New Hampshire, hey, Paul camps too. New Hampshire, 18 degrees last night. 55 in Tennessee, nice. Yeah, you're way up there, New Hampshire. Cumberland, Pennsylvania. It's funny when I'm watching myself on this phone and I stop moving the chair, it takes several seconds before it stops in the video. It's like 7 seconds behind. We got 16 on here. Where y'all from? I got to watch Jimmy Boy from Lower Michigan Adventures, or I guess it was Santa, on his live on Christmas Day. Michigan's another state, unless you're in the UP way up there, they don't get a lot of cold and snow anymore. What do you guys think? You think it's the global warming's real? At one time I didn't, but I'm starting to wonder. Maybe it's just all in the plan. We got 20 on here. Where y'all from? Give us a like and a share. Star and I went scouting yesterday. We went scouting for some more campsites, and we saw a huge print, and I pulled up some canine, some wolf, and some coyote, and it was most like a wolf. Now, we don't have any wolves in this area per ODNR, but we do have coyote wolf hybrids, I believe. So, and I'm looking forward, maybe I can get out sometime and look for some coyote wolf hybrids. I'm sitting here watching my little wood stove burn. I got my little King Camp wood stove out here. I didn't bring my big deer for me. I did not have a 90. The pipe on the deer for me is much bigger than the pipe on the King Camp. And when I ordered the 90 and the 45, I ordered it for the King Camp pipe. So I don't have a 90 and 45 for the deer for me, so I'm going to have to get some. And reason being, even if you aren't under a structure like this where you have to take it out, you don't necessarily want it, your pipe over top of your tent. I had a friend, Lower Michigan Adventures, who burned, I think he said 40 some holes in his Pomali. He's not sure why it happened, but so maybe I would recommend, when you go through the tent, maybe a 45 to get the pipe away from over top of your tent. We are in global warming. 71 likes and 10 in the chat. Is it 7 likes, 71 likes and 10 in the chat? Cool. I'm showing 15 on here. Where are y'all from? Richard, you're saying you don't believe in global warming when you say nope with a thumbs down? Something's going on. I know that. Squirrel, I really enjoy your videos about Gettysburg. I guess I should have put 2 and 2 together and knew you was from Pennsylvania. I'm going to have to go feed the tent stove here in a few seconds. I got some really good hardwood for it tonight. I had trouble the other night because of the wet wood. Oh yeah, Squirrel, you seen the holes in Jimmy Boy's tent? Yeah. Jimmy Boy's been working really hard at his YouTube channel. He's doing really good. I'm proud of him. This live that I did the other night, this live I'm doing tonight, the other night I did an unannounced, and today I put it on my community about 1:30 that I would be going live tonight at 7:30. We don't have really, we got a slight breeze coming in from our open side, but it's nothing to make me feel cold or chilly. I imagine when I go to bed tonight, get cuddled up in that sleeping bag, that I'll be just fine. I'm going to leave Star's jacket on her tonight so she can keep her heat into her body, and I will try to cover her up, but she probably won't have any part of it. She doesn't like to be covered up. Yeah, Jimmy's a great guy. I've been watching a channel out in Arizona, Dave's Camping Adventures, and he's got some good videos. I enjoy seeing videos from places that I'm not at, like Arizona in the desert. I spent a lot of time in Arizona a few years back, and I really enjoyed it. And I want to go back, and I want to hook up and meet Dave. Gettysburg is a nice place to visit. Went there last year. A lot of people does recreations of these Civil War battles. I was watching a movie the other night, and it had a lot of graphic stuff in it in the beginning, and it was the North against the South, and over 600,000 people, Americans, killed by other Americans in that war. It's crazy. I don't know whether Jimmy Boy ever figured out how he put them holes in the tent or not. I asked him if he was using like maybe 2x4s or something that put off a lot of embers, and he said no. So I don't know, if you get good hardwood, you really shouldn't put off a lot of embers. Hang on, I got to feed the tent stove. There we go. I like to wear this shirt when I go to the woods. People can see me. Well, Stacy, I don't know if you've been on here very long, but we don't get a lot of ice in Ohio anymore. I watch channels up Minnesota and the UP of Michigan, and they get plenty of good ice up there. And I watch another channel, is it J Legree? I guess that's how you pronounce it. And you can drive cars and trucks on the ice around his place. Oh, cool. Did you see that squirrel? Camping All Out's going to do some metal detecting in some of his new videos. Oh, Stacy, you live in the UP? Cool. If there was a guy on here the other night and he give me his channel, and I didn't get it ingrained in my mind, and I went back trying to find the stream and seeing if I could find the the comments on the live, and I could not find the comments on the live, so I couldn't look his channel up, and I feel bad about it because I told him I would check his channel out and subscribed if I liked his content. Elarita Sharina, hello Elarita. I'm making a few videos right now, Elarita. I've got a couple in the works, and I just haven't got anything completed. I've recorded a lot of stuff here tonight. I'm not going to have anything on from the live, but it's going to have constructing my shelter and just a normal camping video. Just me and Star. Hopefully, maybe I'll have it ready to go by Sunday. Squirrel, you do metal detecting too? Cool. Elarita, it's a pop-up. I've got it over top of the shelter because we're supposed to have 3 or 4 days of rain. And I've got it closed in on 2 sides. I've got sides for all 4, but I just wanted 2 sides closed in so we could get rid of all these gases. And I said earlier it's like 56 in here, even with 2 sides open with this fire bowl here. And I've got enough propane, I can run that all night long if I want to. After I get off of this live, I'm probably going to go maybe do a little bit of nighttime stuff, maybe walk back in the woods a little bit. I may or may not record it. I'm going to take Star for one more walk tonight. I just can't wait to get my new equipment so I can add a new dimension to my videos. And I'm keeping that a secret right now. Squirrel's got a channel. Elarita Sharina's got a channel. Camping All Out's got a channel. Camping All Out, I still have one of your meals that I won off of your channel. So, and I made some of the coffee that I won off your channel the other night from Burundi. It was really good. Check each other out, you guys, and give each other a like and sub. These smaller channels, we have to stick together because, you know, YouTube's funny. They're funny how they share your videos out. I saw a guy with 400 subs the other night. Really good video. And 10,000 views. And before I hit my 1,000 subscriber quota that I needed, I had a couple videos do 26,000, 55,000, because YouTube gets all the money from them videos before you reach your monetization. So they'll push it out everywhere. Nope, not a new. Yeah, well. Kinda Camping All Out. Once that guy hits his monetization, they won't put. There's only so much money to go around. YouTube's got to pay the people on their platform, so there's only so much money to go around, and they have to choose which videos that they choose to push out there. You almost got me, Richard. You almost got me to tell you. Now I'm keeping that a secret. One of these days you'll see a video and you'll say, oh, now I know what he was talking about. That's really cool. maybe it's cool, going to be cool. Right, sometimes we get lucky. My last video did pretty good compared to there for a while. I had like 4 or 5 in a row that they pushed out and did pretty good. And then they fell back again. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was just a good edit. I don't know. I know if you make mistakes in your edits, they don't like to push them out. Even the most minor mistake. Yeah, I got 7 likes. All right. I love this camping chair because I'm a fidgeter. You can see me going back and forth. If I had a regular camping chair, I wouldn't be able to do that. And it seems to be holding up good. I've had this camping chair for, oh my, a year and a half now, maybe 2 years. At least a year and a half. I've probably used it on 15 trips. Yeah, it's a T-Sec. Yeah. This is my favorite. I have a second one, but this is my favorite. The swivel 360. The other one only swivels 180. Richard got Camping All Out, got 2 new cameras and a tracker. Uh-oh. I can't wait to see what he does with that. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you coming on here tonight. I was getting a lot of feedback because I had both my mics on, and I hope it did not give me the same feedback when I was recording some stuff for the video, because I recorded making my meal and some other things. So I hope it didn't put the feedback in the regular video too. Carl, do you want? Oh yeah, Joe Robinette. Yeah, he got injured pretty bad not too long ago. Yeah, I like Joe. He is strictly bushcraft. He's getting older now, though, and it's starting to wear on him, he said. He's going to have to make some changes. And he's probably half my age. But to be honest with you guys, when I go out and do a video, I've got 1 day at least of recovery when I get home. I get home, shower, and I'm in the chair recovering, napping. And my soreness, I do have a sponsor too now that's that I accepted, and I'm going to be sharing some of that in a video. But I get home and I'm really sore. I tore my bicep, and when I'm out there swinging my hatchet or swinging my axe, I get my bicep, and my forearm has to make up for my torn bicep. So my right arm gets really sore and tired on these trips doing wood. So, but yeah, I've got probably a day of recovery at least when I get home from making a video. And then the second day, It's not quite too bad. I could be pretty normal. But that first day when I get home, I am pretty whooped all day and all evening. But at my age, I'm trying to keep going. And I'm going to get sore more than the average young person would. But like I said, if you don't keep doing it, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So if you're crawling around on your hands and knees, if you're getting up and down, if you're chopping wood, it's going to keep you a little more active than not doing anything at all. Yeah, I felt bad for Joe. He couldn't make a video for the longest time. And he got hurt in a freak accident. He wasn't out making a video when he did it either. He did it on his dirt bike. Richard, you're a young man. Most of the people I watch are younger. There is a older lady in Canada. I can't think of her channel right now, but I enjoy watching her. She gets out in canoes, sets up her tent, cooks a good meal, and she's in her 80s. Yeah, Windy Outdoors. Yeah. I wish I'd have started YouTube a lot sooner than I did, but I was able to retire younger than normal because I had a government job. So I didn't really start my YouTube channel until I retired. And had I started it maybe 10 years ago, I'd probably be a lot better off. My solo stove smoke is now coming around the corner and coming in here. Hang on, I'll be right back. Yeah, 48, you're still young. Hi, Joe. I'm going to move my solo stove. I'll be right back, you guys. Joe, if you're still here, I was telling these guys I got a new solo stove for Christmas, and I had a bunch of pellets down in my basement, and they were old, and I don't think they were any good, and I tried to use them in my solo stove, and I just can't get them to light and stay lit. I give you a shout out in the video I'm doing today, Joe. When I was lighting my stove, I was telling them to check you out. They needed to learn how to start a fire. And I told them you'd be getting on me because I always load it up right after I light it, and sometimes I smother it out. I said, Joe would be getting on me right now if he seen me doing this. That's correct. That's correct, Elarita. It's not about how old we are. It's as long as we continue to enjoy doing it, why not do it? Like I said, sometimes when I get home, I have a full day of recovery, and then after I'm recovered, I'm ready to go again. So We have nothing but mud here in Ohio. I wish it would just get cold and stay cold and lay down some snow and not get warm and cold and warm and cold. And you guys know how it is. And I don't even like to get out. I would rather be 4 inches of snow and frozen than get out and have a bunch of rain and mud to deal with. Yeah, Joe's going to get to that 100K. Yeah. Yep, he's going to get that silver button. Silver YouTube button. Paul Camps too. If you're still here, you crack me up. Yeah, if you guys don't ever watch, if you ever watch Paul Camps too, he did a slow-mo in his I think it was his last video or next to last video, and he was saying how he was acting like he was running, and I just sat there and laughed and laughed and laughed. If you ever get out to, I was teasing Joe one time. I said, we'll come down and pick you up and we can caravan to Arizona and we could do some videos out there. If you ever go out there, Joe, you'll pick back up. You'll get that 100,000. Well, I don't have anybody from out of the country tonight. I had Russia and Iran and Canada the other night. And I think another country, I think it was like India, somewhere over around in the an Indian country. I wanted to stay there, Joe, last time I was out there, but didn't get it done. You're not as far from Arizona, Joe, as I am. I'm about 2,200 miles, well, not from Arizona, but 2,200 miles where I would like to winter in Arizona. And you're probably, what, 800 to 1,000? You'd have to go through Texas, New Mexico, and Texas is huge, so Texas, New Mexico, and then you'd be into Arizona. Oh, you're not that far away. Oh, really? Okay. When we went to Arizona, we went down through Kentucky, Tennessee, into Alabama, through Mississippi, and then when we got down to Mississippi, we hit 10, and then we went over through Louisiana, and then am I missing one? Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. So we took our time getting out there. It took us a month to get out there. We just camped. We stopped and camped. And we left Ohio in November and we got to Arizona around the 1st of December. When I got to Mississippi, I think I could have just stayed in Mississippi. We was right on the Gulf. We was at Pass Christian, and I could have just stayed in Mississippi. I got to feed the fire in the camp stove. Be right back. Sorry about that. Oh. How long does it take to get to the Philippines, or when you go back over there, Elarita, on a plane? Okay, 1400 sounds better. Texas is huge. When we went Texas, we went down to the ocean because they had free camping on the ocean. We stayed 4 days down at, what was that beach? Connie, if you're on here, could you type in the beach that we stayed at, if you remember? I can't remember what beach that was. Magnolia. Magnolia Beach. Right on the ocean. Oh, okay. 16 hours. Woo. Toronto to Manila. Then Manila to where I live, 1 hour and a half. Cool. I like them tents that you and your friend had on them last video of yours, Elarita. That them Lux. Them are nice tents. Hello, Dan. How you doing? Glad to see you. Jimmy boy must be asleep somewhere or out making a video. I like that Hercules, but that like that Nature Hike Massive I've got, they take a long time to set up. Anytime you've got 5 or 6 poles, it's just 10 or 15 minutes setup at least. Dan, he got a lot of wind the other day and knocked his stove over, took his tent part way down. Well, Dan, I've got my little shelter. It's a 6-sided tarp shelter set up, and I've got a pop-up setting over the edge of it. Oh, he's doing a live early tomorrow morning. He's been working hard at it. He may be on shutdown this time of year where he works. I am down to semi-retired. I'm only working 14 hours a week now. I retired in 2019, and we went to Arizona. We was out there for 5 months. No, I took some time off when I retired, went back to work part-time, and then I resigned from that job in November of 2020, and we went to Arizona and spent 5 months out there. You'll be there someday. T-Mac, hey, how you doing? I was just telling these guys that I'm getting some new equipment that's going to add a dimension to my channel, but I am keeping it a secret right now. T-Mac's got a channel, y'all. Go check him out. I think it's the T-Mac Experience. It's really cool. Thanks, T-Mac, for watching. Thanks for stopping by. And you're way up towards Pennsylvania, aren't you? You're in Ohio, but close to Pennsylvania. T-Mac, I think I told you what I've got coming for the channel, but I'm keeping it a secret from everybody else. Oh, cool. Conneaut, Ohio, right on the border of Lake Erie in Pennsylvania. Joe's in Louisiana. T-Mac, my dog, and I went scouting for campsites yesterday, and I seen a huge print, and it was I compared it for wolf, coyote, and large canine, and it was most like a wolf. And if it was a huge canine, the owner doesn't take care of its nails, because the nails were, I would say, at least a ½ inch long, protruding from the print. And I shared the print on my Facebook page, and I compared him to the canine and the coyote, and it was way too big for a coyote, so it could have been one of them wolf coyote hybrids. Joe lives down in the swamps. He lives in Bigfoot country. Arkansas, Louisiana. T-Mac, you'd like to go down there where Joe's at. No, Jimmy Boy's from Michigan. Okay, coy wolves. Okay. T-Mac is a cryptid hunter. He goes out at night and he looks for anything that's nocturnal. And he has quite a few experiences. Yep, Den, you're from Michigan. Den has a homemade barrel boat, you guys. It's really cool. Go check his channel out. I used to like to watch Camping with Steve and his buddy that passed away. They made that homemade barrel boat, and they took it. I think they spent 7 days on the river with it. It was a nice video. Cotton Island Bigfoot. Okay. My cousin, back in the late 70s, God rest his soul, we was young and we were all out drinking and riding around in the country, and he was the oldest. He was probably in his early 20s, and he got out. We was out in the boonies, and he got out to take a leak, and pretty soon we saw him flying towards the car, and he jumped in. He said, "Get out of here, get out of here." So driver slammed on the gas and we was gone. I said, "What in the heck's going on?" And he said he saw some type of Bigfoot cryptid type creature just at the edge of the woods where he was peeing, where he was going to the bathroom at. Am I allowed to say peeing on YouTube? I don't know. But and he swears up and down it was real. That was in Knox County, Ohio. And there was a lot of Bigfoot sightings back then. What do you guys think about all them drones over New Jersey? Joe, didn't you share something the other day about a drone in Louisiana? Some drones or something? Oh, you talked to Steve Wallace about barrel boats. Cool. Theirs wasn't quite the creation that you have built. You spent some time on yours. They just kind of threw theirs together. I was so excited when I got my solo stove. That was one thing that I didn't have for my channel, was my solo stove. Now I've got one. It's just a small one, a personal size, but it's got a heat deflector on top, and it's really cool. Yeah, his wife passed away, and then his best friend passed away. So he's kind of alone right now. Steve Wallace is just a down-to-earth person. He's a YouTube star, but he's a down-to-earth person. He came to the States here recently. He did some video from as close as West Virginia to where I'm at. And I think he traveled by train. Yeah, crazy neighbor. He passed away, and Hobo Shoestring. I enjoyed watching Hobo Shoestring. I still watch some of his stuff. My wife and I was talking the other day, and we was wondering, were the royalties, if someone passes away, where the royalties from their video goes. I don't know whether you can designate who the money would go to if you pass away and they continue to leave your videos up. Yeah, oh Hobo. Now isn't that a hard life, Joe? I don't know, I couldn't do that life. Some people say, how do you go out and do winter camping? Well, winter camping is nothing probably compared to the life of a hobo train hopper. And he went to Alaska. Yeah, he loved it. He said that was the only thing that satisfied him, was riding them rails, the gentle sway back and forth of the train cars. Oh, okay. So whoever be in charge of your bank account when you pass away, the money will still keep going into that account. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks, T-Mac. Yeah, winter camping is a pleasure. I just love being outdoors and just breathing in this cool air. Every once in a while you get a breath of smoke, but I'd like to keep my house in the 60s. When we was in Arizona, we would we had a RV, and it was always about 10 degrees warmer in the RV. I'm talking without a heat source. It stayed about 10 degrees warmer in the RV than it was outside. And we had some nights in Arizona that it got down to in the 30s, maybe even 29 one night. And we got up in that RV one morning and it was in the 40s. And you talk about cold. Didn't take me long to get that heat going. Yeah, I've noticed Gravedigger starting to do some train rides. Winter camping is such a pleasure. I love winter camping with the sound of wood stove. It's like a 5-star hotel. Yeah, yeah, it's nice. That stove goes out. It gets cold in that tent, though, doesn't it? I saw God's Back Country Overland. I follow him, and he took I think it was a Pomali dweller, and he put a propane. He drilled a hole in it and put a propane burner in his hot tent stove, and he now burns propane in his hot tent stove, and the exhaust from the propane goes right out the hot tent stove like your smoke would. So he can leave it run all night in a closed in area and not have to worry about carbon monoxide. And it's such a good idea. And I have an extra hot tent stove, and I'm thinking about building one of them. If you look up God's Backcountry Overland, you can look up the video where he changed the stove, did the hack on the stove. It's really neat. And it's got a burner in it, and he lights that burner, and all the propane exhaust goes right out the chimney of the stove. Yeah, carbon monoxide detector is very important. Yeah, diesel heaters are nice. I like that suitcase diesel heater. I think it's by H. Calori. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's like in a suitcase. You just pick it up by the handle, and you just set it up wherever you're going to be at. And I watch a guy that uses a diesel heater in his tent all the time. You don't have to worry about your stove going out and getting cold. My stove's getting low again. Tonight I've got the King Camp. I've got my hot tent stove out here, and I've got it setting under the pop-up, but I have a 90 and a 45, so I can run my pipe out the side of the pop-up, and then the smoke goes through the chimney just like it would if it was running through a tent. That way I don't have to cut a hole in the top of the pop-up. The King Camp is small. It's a smaller stove, and my deer for me is a large. I can get bigger wood, more wood in my deer for me, and I like it better than the King Camp. Now King Camp makes a large stove, but when I bought this I got a small one. And this is just a propane fire pit, putting off nice heat. It's keeping it nice and warm in here. I'm probably just going to let my wood stove go out, because I'm not going to be using it tonight anyway. I have now been on here over an hour, but I've got 20 on and they're staying on. So if you're new here, can you let us know where you're at? Oh, Camping All Out, you're going to do a New Year video. Cool. I'll be excited to watch it. Ron, if you're here, I think that was your name the other night, and you told me your channel, and I didn't get to go check it out because I couldn't remember the name of your channel. If you're on here, Could you, I have, the headlamp is, they say 10,000 lumens. It's got 9,000 milliamp hours of battery in them. It's got 3,000 milliamp hours of battery. But this is the brightest headlamp that I've ever had. This thing is bright. Like I say, they say 10,000 milliamp or 10,000 lumens. Now I doubt if it's that, but it's definitely at least, I would say 3,000, because this thing is bright. And you can make it narrow. You can pull it out and make it narrow. It's the my favorite. Now I would the only thing I wish it had was a red feature. My other headlamp has a red feature, and I wish this had a red feature, but it doesn't. This is a Sam Young, and it was only 20 bucks. They have a coupon. It was like 27, and you got like 20% off when I bought this. But it is a very SAMYOUNG, Sam Young. It's probably made in China, but it's a nice headlamp. I love it. You got a little dog, a Yorkie Dachshund mix. We had a Dachshund mix one time who broke its back. Thanks, T-Mac. I think it's peaceful too. With my job, I get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or no, I get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off every week. So once I get done working on Thursday, I only have to work 3 hours on Thursday. It's time for me to just chill, do some YouTube stuff. But I was going to tell you, camping all out, that we had a Dachshund mix, and it was Dachshund Chihuahua, and you really have to watch out with their backs. It went out on our back deck one day, and it slipped and broke its back. And the vet said Dachshunds can break their backs really easy for some reason. Now that would probably be a full-blooded Dachshund because they are long, and that's probably why their backs are like that. They call them Dorkies. Okay. One of these days you're going to call it a Dorkie and it's going to bite you. If you're on here and you haven't told us you're here, or if you're on here and you got a channel, let us know your channel. Shout it out. Put it on here and I'll shout it out. Star is Border Collie and English Pointer, so they call her a Border Point. She gets her long hair from the Border Collie, and she gets her height and her speed from the English Pointer. Yeah, it's a Sam Young. Oh, your headlamp, it's a Phoenix HM75R. Well, what I like about this one is I don't, if I think it's too heavy, which I don't, because it sets nice on my hat. But you can, if you think it's too heavy, you can pull one or two of the batteries out and it will still work. It just won't last as long. Oh, it's too expensive? Yeah. Some of that nighttime stuff can get expensive. T-Mac knows all about that. T-Mac, are you getting out this weekend to create any content? I watched T-Mac. I watched the one where I didn't get to watch it all, where you was started in the daylight. It was just dusk. I can't remember whether that was your last one or the one before your last one. Ella Rita, you can't really go wrong with one of these Sam Youngs. They are bright and they last quite a while if you keep all three batteries in there. Takes a while to charge them from dead to full. And you can also, I believe, charge your phone off of it. 10,000 milliamp hours is quite a bit. I accidentally got off my own live. Well, you guys, I've been on here 1 hour and 17 minutes, which is way longer than I've ever done it. So thank you all for, I just did a, wait a minute, T-Mac just did a hike through a homeless area along the Conneaut Creek. Absolutely crazy how many homeless feral people are living in the woods in Ohio. There is a feral family living close to my house. I have seen their abandoned camps. The reason I know, you have to, in the state forest, you have to use a established camp to be camping legally. But I have found some abandoned camps that aren't established camps, and I've also found where they've made a rudimentary place to use the bathroom. So I know there's a feral family living somewhere in Mohican State Forest. Well, you guys, I started to get off here a few minutes ago. There's still 13 watching, but I'm going to call it quits tonight. I'm going to take Star for a walk. She's probably got to use the bathroom. And then I'm going to hit the sack and I'm going to watch a movie. So you guys have a great week. Have a great weekend. Yeah, there's crazy things in the woods. There's crazy things in the woods. I'm more scared of people than I am animals. Yep. Well, you guys have a good night. We'll see you next time. I'll be having a video coming out probably in the next 3 or 4 days. Thanks for stopping by, and you all have a great weekend. We'll see ya.